We up and I'm feeling like a new me. Stacking new sets, some new E. NFTs, all of them you need. Back in my zone like 2-3. All time high, hit a new peak. Let's go. Homie, the Bulls is back. I said the Bulls is back.
GM, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new week here. Lots of things going in a positive direction here. So we're going to talk about chop versus potential sending of markets from this point here over the next couple of weeks. So let's jump in without any further ado. But if you are new here, please do subscribe to the channel. So setting the stage with BTC, we can see we've been in this current rangy market for approximately 95 days here. So over 3 months of price action in this range. A lot of people losing their minds during this period, but Bitcoin, as you can see from this, it looks like it is having a reaccumulation phase here. Lots of profit taking would have occurred. We had a major run up, but then we have this reaccumulation phase. And we're starting to see signs that maybe this will come to an end sooner rather than later. Now, this is quite split opinion. A lot of people think potentially, TradFi bros are logging off for the summer. They're going to the Hamptons, etc. Maybe we'll have a flat market for a few months throughout the summer. But on the flip side to this, a few bits of data have come in, and some of Eric Krown's quant analysis is suggesting we have an opportunity here over this next 7-day period in particular, where an upside resolution could play out. And some of the targets for that upside are mapped out, as you can see, from the white horizontal lines here. Around 78,000 to 84,000 are the kind of price targets mapped out over the next week or so. So if we do get to really experience a breakout of this range, and you obviously want to see a closure above that kind of 73K region here, we could be pushing on to these new targets here as Bitcoin will be in brand new price discovery yet again. And this will take the rest of the market with it. And as you can see, with this consolidation Bitcoin has had, most of the altcoins have just been chopping, also reaccumulating, and nothing major has been happening. It's been quite a boring few weeks outside of maybe some meme coins and other outperformers in the market. So those are the price target ranges, 78 to 84 potentially here. So it would be nice to see a breakout. Let's not get our hopes up too soon. But in terms of narratives, this is quite a cool narrative, and one that I think if you couple it with the political 180, a lot of rich people, just think about the demographic, rich people, entrepreneurs, the tech scene, they probably listen to the All In podcast. It is a huge podcast on its own, but the kind of people who are watching this are obviously people of influence, I would suggest, and not just your average plebs who are going through TikTok. So let's just highlight this clip here. We're going to play a couple minutes of it because I thought this was a really interesting one that Chamath showcased on the pod.
Let's go to the first page. So why is this interesting? So here's a little Bitcoin price analysis for you guys. So there's been a couple of halving cycles that have happened. And I asked him to go back and look at the price performance 1 month after a halving, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 18 months after a halving. What you notice is that there are these moments initially where essentially when you go through a Bitcoin halving, people are sort of reassessing what's happening and they're trying to figure it out. That's sort of what I would say happens in the first month and roughly what also happens in the first 3 months. But then within 6 months to a year and 18 months of these things, there are these crazy price appreciation cycles. 18 months after the first halving, the Bitcoin price returned 45x. After the second halving, it returned almost 28x. And after this third halving, it returned almost an 8x.
Now, just quickly, if anyone's been here for the previous cycles, it seemed that it took about 6 months for the kind of reaccumulation post-halving to take place. And then Bitcoin really started to chat its way on up and really smash through new all-time highs. Obviously, we've had a bit of an early break to the all-time high here, but it has been just, basing around 60Ks-ish. But it was around 6 months where you could really feel it in the markets in the last 2 cycles, 6 months after halving, and then things are really rocking and rolling. So interesting to see here on the All In pod with hundreds of thousands of views. He's giving the lecture on what happens to Bitcoin post-halving and putting some data out here that's going to make people FOMO potentially. Let's just continue on a little bit more.
And so if you graph that, this is what it starts to show, which is what is this price performance after each of these halving cycles. Theoretically, if history is a guide, we should see some price appreciation. Obviously, the other thing that's happened is we've commercialized Bitcoin. And we talked about this sort of as my big prediction for 2024, which is these ETFs are really going to allow Bitcoin to cross the chasm and have its sort of central key moment. And so if you apply the averages, and again, these are just averages, they're by no means predictions. Okay, so I just want to qualify that.
Yeah,
These are
this
just
is not financial advice.
It's not financial advice. These are just guesses.
data.
We took these and we applied it to the price of Bitcoin. And if you go to the next page, you start to see what could happen if you just take the average of the last few cycles. So because the first cycle was so extreme, and you start to
so you're just doing cycle 2.
So cycle 2 and 3 mapped out on the chart here. I'm a little bit in the way on this one, but the implied target just behind my head is 500K based on the last cycle, i.e. cycle 3. But on the previous 2 and 3, if you take the average of those two, you'd get a 1.1 million price target. So that's by October 25 is the kind of statement piece here. So some crazy price targets coming from Chamath on All In podcast. Will that help spur markets as well? I wonder. I think that aired on Saturday. Now, quick glance at the markets here on CoinGecko. Top right-hand corner, largest gainer, GME. More on that in just a second. You're seeing a few meme coins in here again popping up. Let's just look at the majors. Bitcoin 69.2, ETH at 38.36. You have Sol at 166. If you just scroll down a little bit to Doge at 16 cents. If you just pull up some of the biggest gainers here, you're going to see Floki, Casper, Ondo, with PEPE, Bonk. So a spattering of real world assets within the meme coin mania, which is continuing here. Now, this one was interesting on GME, up 200%. That is the Sol version. Over the last 24 hours here, Roaring Kitty has publicly disclosed now he has a position size of close to $200 million on Gamestop now, having bought a ton of calls on that thing. So we're going to see on market open today if GME stock starts to move on up again. But it seems that Roaring Kitty is not done with GME at this point. We had the kind of crazy memes, the videos he was posting last month, but he seemingly is still here. He's obviously increased his position size substantially, and he is swinging for the fences. So it seemed like we had this kind of failed attempt, but maybe not here. So we're going to see if there's more retail appetite for these meme stocks, and we'll see if that spills over into meme coins. Ansem did post this. I just caught this in one of his comments. So his kind of outlook was majors are topped for the summer. So this plays into the kind of, range throughout the summer, not a lot going to happen. TradFi takes it off. He thinks, and as you've probably seen, he's been onboarding celebrities. Some people obviously not a big fan of this, but he's saying, look, celebrity meta with their meme coins is good because it will bring in more retail attention in the middle of this cycle here. This can on-ramp people into Bitcoin and Sol into the end of the year, right before the election, once people are back at their desks after summer. And then he thinks 10 trill total crypto market cap by 2025. Just pull up the celeb meme coins here. Strangely enough, there's two Jenners. One was definitely rugged straight away. One seemingly has a little bit of staying power. But the one of note, Iggy Azalea's mother token, I have to pull out on Max here. It did have a 90% drawdown to start. This was pretty bad. People were calling it a scam straight away. And then it has pumped off here, and she's been attending a few spaces. Seemingly knows a thing or two about crypto at least. This is at a 66 mil market cap. So whether that part of the thesis does play out, and we have celebrities actually onboarding their fans into this industry, that obviously would be, some more exit liquidity for us on the horizon. So not going to complain at that. But if we just look broadly at meme coins here, so this is the Google Trends search term for memes. So meme coins are plugged in here, and you can see this is 2021, peaks out about 52. We had a brand new all-time high put in for this cycle. And so meme coins at the end of March had a huge run up, sell off, but potentially here with, these celebs coming into the fray, you're seeing quite a lot of stuff on socials. It has ticked up yet again. So meme coins are on the rise once more, putting in almost, you could say, previous area of resistance flipped into support here if we're doing TA on the Google Trends. But it seems meme coins are having potentially another leg here. So that is super interesting. Let's look at the majors. So we have WIF here, $3.43. Now, over the weekend, just look at the price action here. It hit $4. I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week. And then a bit of a pullback here. So this was strange. We had a whale clip out the full position. He had 2 million WIF tokens, DCA'd them out and into Tenza, the NFT exchange, on Solana, a bit of a strange one there. And that is the reason why there was quite a lot of sell pressure then over those subsequent days. And then it seems to have bottomed somewhere around low threes, now back up to 343. The MOG chart, again, previous resistance flipped now to support, it would seem. 1475. You can't really track the numbers too well because there's so many zeros, but market cap 576 mil on MOG. This has been the stronger ETH beta play overall, and I think MOG is going to potentially leg up again here. And this is PEPE, pretty much at its all-time highs, looks super strong again. $6.5 billion market cap, and it has a nice bid in here coming through on this fine Monday morning. So the meme coins, again, showing when there's a bit of life in the market, when Bitcoin seemingly pops up, shows that it wants a bit of action once more. The memes are leading again and again and again. Now, some quick fire updates to finish things off here. We had Ansem post this. Did anything in particular happen to Kujira? Did well in Q4 and has been quiet for a while now. Obviously a major breakdown, but coming into a previous area of support around the $1 region. So he was asking the question, and this is what Amit, who is one of the devs at Kuji, had to say. So he said, look, can't comment too much on price action. Now, I can comment on price action. If you go and look at, or if you search for the Manta DAO former guy who was running it, Mike, look for his wallet address. You'll see a lot of people chatting about it on Twitter. He had over somewhere between 1 and 2% of the total Kuji supply. He was running Manta DAO, which was supposed to run symbiotically with Kujira and help pad out its overall liquidity, but he kind of turned his back on them after not getting his way and subsequently absolutely murdered the price chart. And his wallet, if you track it, coincides obviously with the major dumpage that took place. And he was also playing the Orca markets as well to liquidate people and then buy their coins up cheap and then further dump the price. So there was some serious shenanigans ongoing with said whale. He has now, I believe, almost exited fully, but let's not digress too much. What is coming for Kujira? Kujira V2, unified and simplified interface for all the core products, seedless wallets, natively integrated, one-click onboard process. Gamble is coming via new project, Cartel project there, high yield savings product from Nami, LSD5 via Unstake, several upcoming public token launches and raises via the Pilot platform, native auction-based NFT market with WinkHub. Options are coming. Perps and Forex also coming, and that is coming from the core Kujira team building that one out. ETFs, various index assets for Kujira Index and Oracle orders on Fin, and Oracle-based trading strategies by Manta DAO with the team minus Mike. So those are the updates. There is a Spaces as well on Wednesday if you want to check that one out. I will definitely be listening in as a bag holder. We also have a new Perps platform coming to Solana called Adrena Protocol, and the artwork and kind of iconography they're using is very, very distinctive here. So Adrena, trade at the speed of light with up to 100x leverage. This is a new one coming to Solana, not currently launched. Another one coming to Bearer Chain, which is launching, I believe, in this summer. Bearer Casino is also coming. You can actually see the UI here. They've got election markets, slots, casinos, sports are on the way as well. So super interesting to see. This made me laugh. So this was Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs if he was a bearer. Self-fulfillment, Bearer V2, which is coming this summer. Psychological needs, nicotine and caffeine. And your basic needs, food and sleep. If you don't know anything about Bearer Chain, it seems to be like almost a bit of a mystery to a lot of people. Like, what is Bearer Chain? Why are people who are in the know so bullish on it? Well, I did a full 31 minutes breakdown, going everything, deep diving into the Bearer Chain ecosystem here on the Blockmates channel. So just search for Blockmates Bearer Chain or Bearer Chain Blockmates on YouTube, and I'm sure you will find it here. So Bearer Chain deep dive, the ecosystem explained on Blockmates channel. Definitely worth a watch, guys. So Bitcoin just above 69K this morning. A lot of people very quiet on the timeline about this. I think everyone has been bored to death at this moment. So is this a potential time where we could see the major breakout whilst everyone is asleep at the wheel? We'll see you in the next one. Peace.